3, 2.
Hello everyone, my name is HUD601. I am here to do the Boss Rush Shuffler for you all. I hope you are ready for this. Before we get underway, a couple of things to take care of. First off, my wonderful commentator. Would you like to introduce yourself for this run?
Hello, I am Yoshi Chief, the randomizer connoisseur. I love to play randomizers. I know lots of Sonic games as well, and I'm very, very excited to be here.
I'm really pleased to have you here because you've done this before, haven't you?
I have, but a little bit of an upgraded version, which we're not seeing today, but it's a good thing, I think, because 3D Blast does 3D Blast things.
It really does. So yeah, we're only doing this with 4 games. As you can see here, we are using Alistair's Magic Box. This is an incredible ROM hack slash tool made by Alistair Aitchison. It's his Magic Box. This is what we do with. This is what we use for the Sonic Ring Shuffler, but it's also what we're going to use for the Sonic Boss Rush Shuffler. You can see here we're doing 4 games: Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. And thanks to your donations, cheers everyone. We're going to be doing the Boss Rush Shuffler, and we're going to be doing the unlimited boss count. So just to quickly explain this before we get underway, when it comes to boss count, the way the game works, there are 42 bosses across the 4 games. The normal default category is 4 boss count. That way, what happens is every time I hit a boss, it'll load one in. Hit the boss, it'll load another in, until it's got 4 in its memory, and then it'll start shuffling between them every boss hit. The next category is 8 boss count, where same thing, but for 8. This is unlimited, where it's going to load in all 42 bosses, and then it'll start shuffling them. So we've got around about 10 to 12 minutes of nothing but loading bosses in, and then it's pure chaos after that. The other thing with this, and part of the rule set, is I'm not allowed to know what seed I've got. I'm not allowed to set a seed. So the first thing we do is shuffle the seed to something completely random. So not only do I have to do all 42 bosses at the same time, I don't know what order they're about to come in. I hope you're all ready for this. Yoshi, are you ready?
I am absolutely ready.
Fantastic. Nacho, you're here. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Captain.
Let's do this then. Let's get the Boss Rush Shuffler underway in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're starting off with Ice Cap 1. Okay, so a couple of things while we're getting all these bosses going to let you know. First off, as I say, we're going to get into every boss arena. I'm just going to hit the boss and it's going to load the next one in. We're going to do this approximately 42 times. There are a couple of bosses which when we get to them, I won't be doing that, and I'll explain what happens when we get there. The other thing is that ring count is paramount in this. I will prioritize a ring over everything if I can do. The reason for it is, as you'll notice, almost every boss arena, it doesn't... Oh, whoops, that's a mistake. Good start, Huds, well done. Every boss arena, apart from here in Wing Fortress, doesn't have rings. So once I'm in the bosses, I've got the rings I've got, and that's it. Yoshi, do you want to explain why the ring count is important and what happens between the different bosses?
So, the ring count is important, especially in the Unlimited Shuffle, because unlike the Unlimited Shuffle, if you were playing the 4 count or 8 count, you would only have 4 or 8 bosses looped in between them, and therefore you were able to kind of control where you get hit, and if you need to commit a death so that you can get more rings at the start. But because this is all unlimited and you're going through all the bosses one at a time, it could be a very long time if you lose all your rings before you get another chance to grab rings again. So it's very, very important to not get hit in this.
Yeah, one of the key things you'll notice is every time I'm shuffling as well, see that ring count at the top? It's following me. Yes, we share rings between the bosses. So it's not like if I pick up rings like I am here, I'll have these rings next time I come back. No. If I get hit in one of the bosses, I lose my rings in all of them, except for Doomsday.
Yeah.
Doomsday's the exception to this rule. But there is a setting where you can make that happen, and it's not fun.
No, just don't put it on. Trust me on this.
Yeah, agree. Okay, so this is number 9, Marble Garden 2. So we're about to come up to a quarter of the way there. Another thing just to mention when it comes to these as well is there are some bosses as well where there are literally no rings to collect. Those ones are very bad to take a death on, especially in the unlimited category. We're talking things like the Death Egg 2 finale, Death Egg in Sonic 2. It's mostly the Death Eggs. Death Egg in Sonic 2. Mystic Cave in Sonic 2 as well.
Mystic Cave, I was about to say that one, yes.
Now, some of them we can go back and get rings, like Ice Cap 2. Normally, the route is we go forward, there's no rings along the route, but we can go back and get them. Mystic Cave is an annoying one because you can't get out. You have to go to the boss where the checkpoint is. Any others you can think of, Yoshi? Mostly the Sonic 1 ones, I'm thinking.
Labyrinth. Did we say Labyrinth? Because Labyrinth does have a shield, but, you know, no rings after that, so...
Marble in Sonic 1. Starlight
true.
even. Also, this one might be one of the easiest bosses played normally. It's one of the hardest in the boss rush shuffler. It's a pain, Emerald Hill. So, all the way. Grab some rings. The other thing as well is if I can be really clever and not lose my rings, we're going to get over 100 in a second, which means every time I collect a ring after that, you're going to hear the extra life jingle over and over through all the games. No. I love it. I'm really pleased. I am genuinely really pleased that this got met, because it's typically a category that marathons probably wouldn't take over 4 boss or 8 boss count. So this might be my only opportunity to get to show this off in a marathon, so I'm really pleased they've done it. Oh, Lab 3. Lab 3 is an interesting one. Do you know why, Yoshi?
Lab 3. Actually, I'm... Lab. Oh, yeah, because you don't actually want to hit the boss at all in this case, because you actually will swap if you do so. So the ideal scenario is you just go up a little bit slowly, just take some careful jumps, don't hit the spikes, don't go in the water, and you generally should be okay, but let's see what happens here.
Yeah, so Lab 3 is one of the 2 bosses. This is one where we try not to swap out of it. Ooh, that was close. Too close for comfort. There we go. So we don't want to hit the boss. We can do the whole thing, get it done, and out of the way. That's 1 of 42 down. The other one is Sando 1. That one we can't swap out of. It's physically impossible for us to do it, because the boss officially doesn't actually take any damage, even if we hit him.
There are also some bosses which you can actually sort of have a little chill, take a little break if you happen to defeat them, like a Wing Fortress, for example, because of that mandatory cutscene that happens at the end. So you can sort of take a little sit back, rest your fingers, grab a drink, hydrate everyone if you can.
Always important to stay hydrated, especially during this. Okay, Hilltop. Oh, I hate this one. Okay.
Baby Rage.
Yeah, I was going to say, slightly different strat on Hilltop compared to what you would have seen in the Sonic 2 race earlier. Such a good race. The normal strat is you roll off, whereas in this, we actually go for the jump. We can still do it in one cycle, it's just much safer. And actually, it's a really good point to make now, is all the typical speedrun boss strats for these, they generally don't work, or at the very least, they're not safe for the shuffler. You need to be able to predict, because you don't know when you're coming back to a level, you need to be able to predict roughly where Sonic's going to be and how he's going to be positioned when you do eventually come back. And you need, say, half a second of safety so you know how to react when you do. So we actually change quite a lot of the strats specifically for safety. So again, Oil Ocean's a bit of a change there.
Oh, yeah. I just seen a question in the chat about what do I need to play this? Is there a website? Yeah, if you search Alistair's Magic Box, that should hopefully be one of the first results in Google. You can find all the information that you need there, and it does not just this, but lots of other challenges too, like the 999 Ring Challenge, the Ring Shuffler, Event Shuffler, all sorts of things. Yep.
You can also do this over network play as well, so you can play against someone else over the network. So with this, every time you hit a boss, it shuffles the other person's game. Yep. Which is really bad. Same with the Sonic Ring Shuffler. If you do the Ring Shuffle, every time you collect a ring, it will shuffle the other person's game. That is literal, like, no thank you.
And And it also has Twitch chat integration, which I did once, where every time a chat typed in a message, it changed the level layout, which kept on getting me soft block about 100 times. Do not recommend.
Oh no. Okay, so I've just lost my rings. That's fine. There's a couple of things, a couple more things I just want to talk about when it comes to rings. The first one is we're going to lose the rings. We were never going to keep them. The reality is that we're actually probably going to have just one singular ring. The one ring to rule them all. That is completely normal for this. It's what's expected. I want to keep one ring and do my best to keep hold of it throughout this run. Oh, Sando one. Ooh, squeeze under there. Oh, that cycle's always tight. So I expect to be down to one ring at some point and only keep one. There are a couple of levels where we can collect extra rings. This is one of them, actually, so it's a shame it's appeared now, but it was bound to appear at some point. Mushroom Hill 1's another one where when we defeat the boss, we'll be given a ring box. There are a couple of opportunities to get more rings without having to take a tactical death. So yeah, I will prioritize that ring over everything. We are going to lose them. Also, the reality is with the unlimited category, we're probably going to die at some point, either unintentionally, that's the most likely, or intentionally, because I will take a tactical death to grab rings to save myself in another boss. There are some bosses that are really, really long. Launch Base 2, a minute cutscene in the middle. I do not want to die on that boss. It's incredibly costly for the time.
Death Egg Finale as well. That's also
Death Egg Finale is another one, yeah. Do you know, that one takes almost a minute longer through the shuffler.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, yes. You want to take that tactical death, preferably in a stage where you can not only get rings, but also start like relatively quickly as well.
Exactly. But yeah, if you want to download this, it is completely free to play. For the Boss Rush Shuffler specifically, you do need very specific versions of the ROMs. Yeah, you can get them at alistair.games. Okay, Ice Cap 2, where are we at the moment? So 33 swats, which means this is number 34 out of 42. So just 8 more to load in after this, and then the shuffling begins. We are almost there.
Then the chances of you staying sane throughout this run drastic go down.
You will possibly hear a lot of very random speedrunner noises. It does happen. Okay, so final zone. We're going to be holding right here. Going for the usual 4-3-2-4-2-1-4-3. As long as I don't do anything silly and make a mistake, that should work. But again, it's the shuffler. Anything can happen. I've been known to make mistakes on it. Okay, Death Egg Sonic 2. A level made so much easier by having rings.
I'm glad someone got that reference.
Okay, 3 to go. 3 to go, and it's all finales. It's this, the Death Egg finale, and Doomsday. Why have I got these 3 last? Wow. And in order as well.
That's actually crazy.
Oh, that's never happened before. I've had some interesting seeds before, but never the last 3 bosses to load in order are the last 3. And Doomsday. Cool. So this is the final one to load in. So we've got this asteroid belt dash at the beginning first. Once we complete this and get our first hit, then the shuffling's going to begin. And all the chaos.
I forget something. When you complete Doomsday, do you carry the rings from that, from the end, or does that not happen yet?
Okay, so this is an interesting one. You used to be able to, and then you couldn't in the 0.38 update, because according to Alistair, it was actually a bug that it carried your Doomsday rings forward with you. Yeah, because Doomsday has a separate ring count, because otherwise if I take a hit in something else, I come back to Doomsday and instantly die, right? But it's such a useful thing, it's like an extra chance of getting rings. I spoke to Alistair, I was like, Alistair, can you put the bug back in, please? And he was like, yeah, right. So the latest version I'm running on here, 0.39, does indeed have the Doomsday rings back in. So you can see all the bosses loaded now. Now the shuffling begins. So I am now trying to roughly remember not only where I am in every single boss, but react to all the bosses, try and at least keep a ring. Yeah.
Anything goes now.
Indeed. So there are going to be some that are slower that give me a little bit of respite compared to others. Others, we're just going to instantly switch back from them. Oh, Hilltop, I'm not in a good position.
Hopefully you'll be able to just bounce on a bunch of bosses in a row and just keep that going.
That is ultimately what you do want to try and do. Aquatic Ruin, we can do the normal strat there. Knuckles need to watch out for. He's actually a lot more dangerous than he looks. Carnival Night 2 there, I want to be careful about my positioning, mostly because I don't want that green ball to go off the screen to the right. If it does, then I'm going to lose a load of time there. This one should come down in the middle. There he is. Okay. Red Eye, I will always take a hit. We do the damage boost strat. We have a lot more control over it because we don't have Tails with us.
Red Eye is my personal enemy in these boss rush shufflers, I'll tell you that much. He has killed many around me, and I just do not like him.
I don't think anyone likes Red Eye in anything. Oh, that was a late jump. That's bad. Okay, Lava Reef 2. So, the strat for Lava Reef 2, because we've got the Fire Shield keeps us safe from the fire, we want to aim to jump and Fire Dash just before the bomb hits Robotnik and we shuffle away from it. The reason for that is, if I am holding a jump button, which I almost... Oh, Tails, why? Tails in Mystic Cave is the worst combination. Okay, I've got no rings. I need to go back to Mystic Cave. Please send me back to Mystic Cave.
No.
Or send me somewhere with rings.
Chat, pray for HUDs.
This is much earlier than I expected to lose it. Oh, okay. So yeah, here, what I want to do is jump and Fire Dash before the bomb hits it. If I come back here while I'm holding a button and I haven't done the Fire Dash, but I'm in the middle of a jump, I could Fire Dash the wrong way, lose my shield, and then I'm in real trouble. So we jump and we dash. Oh, I'm going to die, yeah.
Good though.
Came back to Red Eye. I was looking for the damage boost strat there with Red Eye, I always do. But the good thing is we weren't that far in, and we get some more rings now, so everything else becomes safe again.
Die!
But this is why the unlimited category is so hard. If you lose your rings, you're done. Essentially, it's perfect or nothing almost.
I have not tried the unlimited category myself. I've done 4 and 8, but not unlimited. And this now makes me scared.
So with this, I'd normally go over and do it, but I am going to prioritize ring safety for this, so I'm going to wait for him to come back in marble. Okay, get the early hit there. Oh, I nearly got crushed there. That was bad. Bad positioning. Can we please come back? Thank you. Okay, Hydro was still in a good position. Hydro 2, I'm in position and I don't want to move, because if I stay where I am, I'll go up the water spout and be able to get a quick kill on the boss, which is exactly what I want. 2 is the next one on this one. Oh, okay. Also, we are another boss down. Flying Battery 1 is complete, which is nice.
Very good.
Okay, cool. Wing Fortress is fine, because this is one of the ones that has extra rings. Oh, look, back in Mr. Cave. There's my ring back. Thanks, Tails. Ice Cap 1 done. Now, the other thing with the unlimited category, Death Egg 2 Finale is a pain, mainly for hold right. Yoshi, do you want to explain what the hold right meme's all about?
So, when you get to the second and third portions of that boss run, you are going into an auto-scroller, basically, where you have to keep making sure that you are on the middle to the right-hand side, well, further on the right-hand side once you're on the final phase. And, of course, every time you hit the boss, it swaps. So you kind of have to be in the back of your mind and keep holding right, because otherwise you'll just fall into the center and die, and then you have to start all the way from the beginning again, and that makes me very, very sad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I had actually moved in Hydro a little bit. It happens. Oh, okay, that's another little bug to explain in a minute. I had moved right, so I didn't get out of the water space, so it's going to be a little bit slower in Hydro, but that's launch base 1 done now, so that's 6 out of the way, 36 to go.
Thanks, EBR64 for the raid.
Hey, welcome in, Raiders. You join us in the middle of a boss rush shuffler. So, we're on number 4 next. Yeah, I have to remember. Okay, a couple of other little things to make you all aware of. We are playing Sonic 3 standalone for the Sonic 3 bosses. I can't believe it went over then. Oh my god. Spinning top.
Are we talking about the Insta Shield bug?
Those are noises.
That's, a little monker. Little monker.
So, the Sonic 3 bosses, yes, because we're playing Sonic 3 standalone, we are subject to the wonderful insta-shield bug. What that means is, if the insta-shield is active while I, land on the floor, the insta-shield won't then activate again straight away. It really does mess up the Hydro 2 boss, as well as Launch Base 2. So we do need to be a little bit mindful of that. It does add some time to it. It's a bit frustrating, but it's one of those things. The other thing I was going to mention, which happened a second ago, was a frame-perfect bug/strat that happened here in Wing Fortress. You may have noticed that I did get hit in Wing Fortress, but I didn't lose my ring. The reason for that is it takes the game a frame to update the ring count. However, if you hit the boss on the exact frame that you also get hit, it shuffles away before it can update the ring count. So when you shuffle away, the game still thinks you have one ring, and you keep that ring. And then when you come back, you get hit, you've still got your one ring, and the other ring that you lost comes out, so you get 2 rings.
A helpful glitch? What is this?
I know. Saved me on more than one occasion as well.
And Sonic 3, held together with gaffer tape and dreams.
It is. Also, this is what I was talking about with the green ball going off screen.
Oh no!
I've just got to sit and wait now. This is like 10 seconds across. Come back,
painful.
Robotnik! It's like 1 hit to go, I think, as well. 1 or 2. It's 2. 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 1 next. I have to remind myself every
Is it
time.
possible to play the Knuckles version of S3 and K bosses? Not at the moment, but maybe if we ask Alistair.
Yeah, not at the
maybe that could
moment.
be a feature in the future.
Yeah, it has been requested. Oh, just got the ring in time. Whew.
Oh.
Yeah. It has been
okay.
requested. I believe soon, TM, maybe?
If Alistair's in the chat, then maybe he can provide some insights.
But yeah, Alistair's been adding quite a few things that the speedrunners have been asking for. One of the things I specifically asked for, as we do have speedrun boards for this, by the way, on the fan game, multiple Sonic fan games. Oh, Mystic Cave's done, thank goodness. One of the things that I did say to him is, it'd be really handy to know what the seed was afterwards, just for verification purposes. So in the latest update, he's added it. When we finish this, it will reveal the seed that I was using. So if you wanted to go and see what this is like for yourself with this exact seed, you would be able to do that. I'd highly recommend it.
Very good.
No, give me my ring. There we go. Whew. So again, a good example there of sacrificing the ability to get a quicker hit in order to save the ring. Ring is far more important.
Oh,
That's why.
Death Egg, please.
Also, another thing to say, I'm really, really pleased about this. We haven't really gone back to Death Egg Finale much. We want to stay away from that as much as possible. Oh, bums. Because the fewer... the fewer times we go back and the more bosses we can clear, it means the fewer bosses we're going to switch to when we eventually do have to deal with it. And that makes it infinitely easier. I'm going to... Okay, so...
Wow, you're doing
fine.
Death Egg Vanilla.
I know, and I don't like it. Okay, that's Final Zone done. I'm now trying to think tactically if I need to take a death, where do I? Although, depending on the levels I finish, I might be able to get a ring box, so... Yeah! Oh, lordy.
No decapitation this time.
Oh, okay, cool. Ice cap done. Where can I get a ring box from? Where can I get rings from? Oh, Wing Fortress. I've still got rings in Wing Fortress if I can get back. And here, I can get rings in that one. Jump. There we go, nice. So I can still get... I've got a ring in Wing Fortress still, I believe. I can get rings in Hydro 2. I think that's pretty much it. We'll find out, I guess.
We must find the One Ring.
Okay. So sentry done. I do think I'm in a bad position somewhere, though. I can't remember exactly where, but I think I'm in a position where I might end up taking a death. But I can't remember which level. I just know it's in the back of my head, like, Huds, you're here. Death. Oh, what a surprise, Red Eye. Oh, Hilltop. Hilltop bad. Oh boy, I really need a ring for Hilltop. I need to finish Doomsday. That'd be nice. So Hilltop, you can usually avoid the lava on the final hit. It's really hard to do on the shuffler because you have to react so fast to it. You almost always fall in the lava pit, so you need a ring to survive it. Otherwise, we're doing Hilltop again from scratch.
Chemical plant would be one, but that's just finished.
Oh! Thank God. So lucky, so lucky. So Yoshi, you wanna run this yet?
Possibly. I do want to try it. I always like to try things at least once. So yeah, potentially. I mean, hey, I managed to jump into the deep end with 3D Blast, right?
I mean, you did indeed. Oh, okay, we're still managing to go. Oh, Death Egg without rings is really bad in the shuffler.
Did you know that when HUD tried the shuffler with 3D Blast added, apparently you never actually did the final fight on the 3D Blast, like, ever, at all, before that run, and that was very, very fun to see when you did it.
That is true. Yes, there's the ring box. Oh.
Yes!
And I lose them straight away, but it's fine. I got my one ring. The one ring has been saved.
Good.
And now I get a break. So while we're on the cutscene, Nacho, if you've got any messages, now is the best time to do it.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say that I still don't know how you are able to keep going with what is happening on the screen. My brain is just not working right now. Second of all, remember to keep going with those donations. We have plenty of time and it's for a good cause. So if you want to donate, remember !donate in the chat.
Lovely, thank you, Nacho. So yeah, just doing the cutscene, we had the oh no moment. Now, normally with the boss here, I would go for the damage boost strat of bouncing on him knowing I'm going to take damage. Not going to do that today. Instead, we're just going to play it safe in Launch Base 2, keep the ring nice and safe and keep going. Yeah. Okay. So this one, I think it's just one hit left on Oil Ocean. You can do one cycle on this in the shuffler. It's very, very hard. Yeah, there you go. That's the final hit. Instead, we'll just do it that way. And that's Oil Ocean done, which means that's 20 down. We're almost at the halfway point. But they're going to start coming.
All things considered, this is a very good run so far.
It's not going bad, actually. It's not going bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with it, if I'm being honest. Okay, so that's halfway through. Now, you might be thinking, well, Hudge, you're only halfway through. You're 25 minutes in. You gave a 40-minute estimate for this? Yes. But don't forget, it takes us 10 to 11 minutes to load the bosses in. Then you get about 10 minutes of not much happening while you accumulate all the hits on the randomness. And then they start falling one after the other really quick, as it's now doing. So this is to be expected.
Yeah, you'll definitely notice this if you do things like the 8 boss count as well. Like when I was getting to like the last ones, it just like everything just started falling into place. It was like, oh, it's so good.
So I normally try and aim, in order to get a 40-minute time, I aim for one boss per minute on average. So you can see that I've just finished 2 in the space of 10 seconds. So we're now up to, also for Clov, wow. So yeah, so we're now up to 24 bosses in roughly 6 minutes, and oh, Tails, why?
Wow.
And I messed up on Uruble, and I think this is the final one on Uruble. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so bad. Don't die. Oh, come on! Really? Okay, screw it. I have really messed up. Have I messed up Uruble? There he is. It was the last one. Just stay alive. Okay. Where did I lose my rings again? Where are they? Oh, Metro. Because of course.
Yeah, I think it was Metro. Yeah.
It's always Metro and it's always Tails.
A little orange wall of death.
So yeah, I'm intentionally playing Wing Fortress much safer than I normally do. That's so much safer than I normally do. One, because I actually lost count of what number I'm on. I do usually keep a mental track of how many of those I've done. Because Wing Fortress is one that's very, very easy to take a death, and it is kind of time, like, it does cost you a lot of time. If I died then, that would have been a 1 minute loss, which we really don't want.
At least we can take a break. Are we blaming Ark for calling it Uwu Ball?
Always. It's always Ark's fault.
Yes.
The question is, are we blaming Arg? And the answer is always yes. Doesn't matter what you add on to the end of it, just yes. Okay, so with this one down, that's 27 down. That means 15 to go. Thankfully, we haven't been back to Death Egg Finale too much. I have a feeling if we go back to not Uwu Ball, if we go back to Death Egg 1, I'm probably going to die. Because I think I'm in a bad position again. But again, tactical.
I was going to say, don't jinx yourself. It might come back several times to haunt you.
Yeah. So this is another one of our long cutscenes as well. Thankfully, at the end of this one, the level is just done. So this is another bit of a respite. So for everyone out there, for you as well, Yoshi, and for me, take a deep breath, grab yourselves a drink, stay hydrated. This is the chance for us to rehydrate ourselves as we prepare for the final third.
Oh no!
Also, nice bones, Knuckles. Right, Slinky time. 1. Oh, that's not going to make it. No, that's not complete Slinky. Oh, I didn't get from the top. Come on. Okay, 2 Slinkies, 2.5. I'll take a 2 Slinky.
Good enough. Yo, Omega Mario, thank you so much for the raid.
Oh, there it is. Knew it was coming. Knew it was coming. Okay, so we've taken 2 deaths in Death Egg 1. It's not too bad because, again, we haven't got too far through it. There's rings here as well, which keep us safe elsewhere. It's cost us 35 seconds to take those 2 deaths, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't that bad for the unlimited side. It's kind of to be expected.
It's always Red Eye. I keep saying, it's always Red Eye.
So that was a good example of the insta-shield bug where I went for the insta-shield to get another hit. Didn't happen. A bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Okay. Seesaw. There's my rings! There's my rings!
Oh, hey!
Curse you, Tails. Okay, so some other little quirks with this run that you may notice as we go through it. You'll definitely notice it when we go back to Mushroom Hill 2. And you may have actually noticed it on Red Eye himself. The idea of this is every time you hit the boss, the game shuffles. The exception to that is the final hit on a boss, where the game won't shuffle away. However, there are some bosses, namely the Mushroom Hill 2 boss, where the final hit, it will actually shuffle away and then come back and the boss is already done. Doomsday, on the other hand, is one where, when we eventually get to that point, when we do the second to last hit, it won't shuffle. And Red Eye, in both phases, the first hit won't shuffle. So you have to kind of account for all these little quirks between some of the bosses, all to do with the way the game actually stores the hits in memory, and how it understands what a hit actually is. So there you go. No additional work, just he's done.
Nice.
Nice. 8 to go. So now we're on an 8 boss count shuffler, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, got hit by the laser. Oh, that's a bad position to be in. I've made a mistake there. I'm going to need my ring for launch base. Or in this case, I'm going to need all the rings from Doomsday, because that's Doomsday done.
See, while it's nice that we've been avoiding the long stages for this long, that the fact that we now have, a couple of them close together, that does kind of scare me a little bit, not going to lie.
What could possibly go wrong? Famous last words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this one is almost done. 3 more to go, I think it is, or 4 more to go. I can't remember the number. Basically, we've got to get through these bombs first, and then it'll be on the other side. 1, 2. The fact I've got rings, though, for Sonic 2 Death Egg is very useful. I'm going to take it a little bit safe on Red Eye now. Let's Sando 2 done and out the way. Oh, I just didn't quite get the last hit in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with that, that's 5 to go. We've got Launch Base 2, Lava Reef 2, and the 3 Death Eggs, because of course we do. They're always last in the unlimited category. It's almost like they take the longest. And technically Launch Base is a finale as well, because it's the finale for Sonic 3. It's all the finales! So that's a really good example there. See that fire dash? Holding the jump button, came back, fire dashed. Like, luckily I was facing the correct way. Okay, big arms time. So to quickly show you the insta-shield. So if I jump and use the insta-shield, it works, you see. If I use the insta-shield as I land, now when I jump and try to use it, nothing. So that's the insta-shield bug. So you have to basically jump again for it to be available, which really helps with big arms, so you definitely want it there. That's Lava Reef done, so now it's all the finales. Pretty much.
I mean, how fitting, right?
Oh, of course. Oh, nuts. There we go. Cool. So we want to avoid this one as much as possible. I don't want to come back here if I can help it. I want the other ones to be completed first, or at least have like this and say Launch Base 2 left, because combined they're actually not too bad on the hold right section. You can get away with it. Okay,
I mean, thank goodness you didn't have to do that earlier.
True. Okay, Red Eye, come on. So I'm going to go for the strat here.
Oh.
It's fine. Right, so he's going to come down. I'm going to try and get hit as he comes down. Where are you going? There you are. Grab the ring.
One ring to rule the run, that is right.
Dangerous strats on that. It's fine. Grab the ring. Oh! That was a bit of a dodgy one. Oh. No, give me my ring. Don't go through the floor, thank you. Oh. Okay, that ring can occasionally just go straight through the floor.
Oh, that's painful when that happens.
Oh, it's so painful. Right, come at you. There we go, that's the final one there, done. So that's good. I'm glad that one's out of the way. 3 to go. Okay, coming back here is fine.
So to answer Timps's question, because Huds did kind of explain the way hits were registered earlier, but basically just some of the ways the boss hits get registered on certain bosses. It's kind of weird. We just go with it.
Yeah, it doesn't always register the hits. So on some bosses, the second to last hit doesn't register. On others, the last hit registers when it shouldn't. On Red Eye, the first hit on both phases doesn't register. Again, it's just the way that the game stores the hits in memory, I believe. I'm not too familiar with it. But yeah, it's, to be honest, I kind of like it. It's one of the quirks of it. It's just the quirky nature of how the boss rush shuffler works, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 to go. We've got Red Eye, Death Egg 1, and we've got the Death Egg finale. Can only go between the two now.
To end of the Death Egg finale.
I have a feeling, as long as I don't die to Red Eye, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 8 hits on this, so there's fewer on Red Eye, but it does mean I'm going to have to hold right on Red Eye, so this is going to be fun. Okay. Okay, we're on the platform, that's fine. Come on, Red Eye. Behave. Thank you.
Red Eye, please.
I may as well play Red Eye a little bit and say, right, now I'm in hold right territory. Right, Red Eye's done, so you see last hit register. So now I just need to hold right. I'm just going to hold right. And then we're almost there. Time is going to be coming up. It's going to be on the fade out on the final hit, but this is the great thing. It's because we're not shuffling now, it makes this bit the hardest bit, the easiest bit, because I just need to hold right, and it's not shuffling away. Time is coming up. On the fade out, it is time!
Time!
36:20 IGT. I'm sure there's probably a few more seconds on the RTA, but let's go. Oh, and only 2 deaths, and they were frankly needed. Yeah, that is the Sonic Boss Rush Shuffler Unlimited Boss Count category. All 42 bosses shuffling all at the same time. Possibly one of the hardest categories out there. I'm not sure. Yoshi, you'll have to try it to see for yourself.
I will.
Yoshi, I'm going to start with you. Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to make at all?
Yeah, shout-outs to Club 601 and Sonic Speedrun Community in general for being ever so welcoming to me. Shout-outs to the team Fastest Furs, who I also do runs with and marathons. And shout-outs to That Newcomb Guy and Mountain Drew for being really good personal support to me. Much love to everyone out there.
Amazing, thank you. Yeah, I just want to give some personal shout-outs as well. Firstly, massive shout-out to Alistair Aitchison, who makes this possible, the Boss Rush Shuffler, and the Sonic Ring Shuffler, and other amazing things, the 999 Ring Challenge as well. You can download this for free at alistair.games. Please do go follow him. He's on Twitch as well, AG Aitchison. He's probably in the chat somewhere. If you want to click him and drop him a follow, please do, because he's a wonderful person, and deserves all the love for making this. So thank you. Big shout outs to all my friends over at Club 601, all the amazing people that support me and have been for so long. I really appreciate all of you. So thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for giving me all the love like you always do. I want to give a very special shout out as well to Lakis, one of my amazing moderators, who has been going through a bit of illness recently, but they're coming out the other side of it on their final part of the treatment, and I'm really pleased to see that they're going to be okay. Lakis, we love you, we miss you, and we can't wait until you can come and spend some time with us again, not feeling completely and utterly rubbish. Finally, as well, big shout out to the Sonic Speedrun Community, also to Hibby, who has, as I've described in the last few days, managed to somehow get this giant boulder rolling again when it had been stood firm for over a year. He has really worked hard to get the Sonic Speedrun Community Twitch channel up and running again, to get everyone together to put on this event, and he's really shown the tenacity needed for us to be here over this weekend. So yeah, amazing work by Hibby, and a huge thank you for letting me do this. Yeah. I'm gonna hand it back to Nacho. Nacho, it's all yours.
Yeah, thank you so much for that run. And also, we have 2 more donations. We have $30 from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you so much for your donations. And of course, we have $5 from A-Star. I can't read this very well, I'm really sleepy. With $5 that says Boss Rush, Boss Rush, Boss Rush.